desert. I feel its first breath. A silent call inviting me to challenge myself. Then the silence vanished, and the desert began to speak. Every curve, every jump, a dialogue between man and nature. The desert tests my will, pushing me beyond my limits. And in those moments, I find my strength, my essence.
Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge.
Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge.
Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge.
As the sun sets, the desert quiets, but its spirit remains alive. I know that tomorrow it will all begin again. A new adventure awaits me. With each new day, the cycle begins anew. Are you ready to kick off again?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the 2025 Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge. This is stage 3, and this is our 1 o'clock update here. And I am Austin Fish Farner, bringing you guys these updates all rally long. Thanks to you guys for inviting me to cover this rally. It's been a lot of fun so far. So let's go and look at the kind of the stage information in case you guys didn't join us earlier today. So this is what stage 3 looked like. So it is basically a 237 kilometer special. They started out at the bivouac this morning, had a little transit out to the start. The cars and trucks went 150 kilometers, and then they were the cars and bikes, I should say, were refueled if you were in the T3 or a T4. The cars in the T1s were able to make it the whole way, so they didn't have to stop for fuel. And then once they get to the ASS, there's going to be a short transit, not too long. It's going to be 73 kilometers, and then they'll be at the marathon camp. So this is something new for this rally this year. They did a marathon stage. What that means is there will be no outside assistance for any of the vehicles tonight. The only parts that they're able to use are anything that was on their car or a fellow competitor's car. So some of the teams that have multiple cars, like the Toyotas, even the Dacia, there's a couple of them. Any of those guys, they're able to use a car off of a fellow competitor's car, a part off of a car, but they're not allowed to have any outside assistance. None of the crew is going to be there tonight. The only people that are at the marathon camp are some of the officials and the competitors themselves. So if you were on your bike, it's just going to be you and your bike tonight. They have tents out there. They're going to be sleeping in tents with sleeping bags. So they're gonna have fun out there tonight. No hotels tonight. We were talking to a lot of racers earlier, and they said they're going to miss their hotel room tonight. But it's kind of fun because they get to sit out there in the dunes, and they get to interact with each other, with the racers, and have some fun doing that. So let's go over and look at some of the trackers. So the bikes have finished. We have some unofficial results from the bike category. So you can see on our stage, we're looking at our stage ranking right here. So Tosha Sharina was able to take the first spot today unofficially with a 3 hour, 10 minute, and 4 second stage. And then in second spot, we have Luciano was able to come in 2 minutes and 15 seconds behind Tosha for the state on the stage. That's not the overall time. And then Ricky Brabik from the US on the Monster Energy Honda team was able to come in 2 minutes and 30 seconds back to take the third spot on the podium. Then after him, we have to scroll down here a little bit. We have Adrian Van Beveren that was in the fourth spot. Skylar Howes finished fifth today. He was 3 minutes and 34 seconds back. Daniel Sanders, who started first today, you can see he had 1 minute and 18 seconds of lead time credit for leading today. He was able to finish sixth. So he did start first today, and that's why he did lose a little bit of time, because he was the one breaking the trail and he had no tracks in front of him to follow. So it's really tough, like we've been talking about at these rallies, when you start out front, especially on the bikes, there is no trail in front of you. So the first bike out there is literally making the trail for everyone else. So when you start back a little ways, you have some trails to follow. Obviously, the cars go on the same course as the bikes, so it's not as big of a deal for the first car to start, because they have all the bikes tracks in front of them. So that's it's really a disadvantage to start first, and the bikes, it's rare that you see someone start first and win the stage on a bike, just because it's so hard to break trail. And then Nacho is here in 7th, and then we have Michael Daugherty in the R2, the Rally 2 class. It took the win in that class, it looks like, unofficially, followed by Drabowski is going to be 2nd, and then Ebster is going to be 3rd in that class. You can see the rest of them here. So if we go over and we look at the overall standings right now, we can see it's a little bit different here. So first place is still Tosha in first place. That hasn't changed. He has a 1 minute and 19 second lead over Saunders. So you can see that's a little bit changed from the other days. So a minute and 19, and then he has a minute and 57 over Benavides, who is also teammates with 2nd. So 2nd and 3rd place are teammates, and they're both within 2 minutes after 3 stages of the rally. That's very close at the top. 2 minutes is nothing on these guys. One little issue or one navigation thing, and this whole top 3 changes. You can see Ricky Brabeck is in 4th overall right now. He's sitting 2 minutes and 47 seconds back. So less than 3 minutes separates the top 4 spots at this point in the rally, and only less than a minute is between 3rd and 4th. So Ricky Brabeck is only a minute out of a podium spot right now. So anything can happen. Like we said, this is the marathon stage. They're going to be camping out there tonight, and then they're going to go tomorrow to finish the marathon stage. Tomorrow's stage is going to be the longest special of the rally. They're going to start a little bit earlier in the morning because the day is a little bit longer. You can see in the overall standings, Michael is still leading the Rally 2 class. Number 22, he is leading. He has a 9:37 time, and then the 9:59 time is Drabowski. So he's got over 20-minute lead right now. So Michael has a pretty comfortable lead in the Rally 2 category at this point in the race. So that's a look at what's going on in the bikes there. If we go down to, let's look at the quads. I can pull up the quads for you. So we don't have a stage finisher yet on them, I don't think. Let's see, do we have one yet? Nope. So the farthest quad right now is just at KP 200. We don't have any quads that have finished yet. So once that happens, but we have Will Collick is looking like he's leading right now, first, and then Locke is going to be 2nd from Poland here, with a gap of 8 minutes and 12 seconds right now. We have 5 quads entered in this race, and 2 of them are past the 200-kilometer mark at this point. So let's go look at the cars now. That's kind of covers the bikes for now. No cars have finished yet. We don't have a finisher yet. We do have cars through KP 151. You can see that none have gone through KP 200 yet, so we don't have any cars through there. So that means that this standing right here is going to be our most accurate, up-to-date standings that we want to look at right now. We can see that Nasser Al-Attiyah is currently showing in first place there, with a time of 2 hours and 10 minutes and 56 seconds. So he's about an hour away from the finish, based on what the bikes were doing. Then Seth Quintero is showing in 2nd place right now. So Seth Quintero, a minute and 42 seconds back behind Nasser on time for the stage. We have Sebastian Loeb, who is leading out on the stage, and he is now in 3rd. So once again, like we said, it's really hard to lead out on the stage. Even when you do have some tracks in front of you, it's rare to see the first car off the line come in with a stage win. So right now, Sebastian Loeb is 2 minutes down. They started 3 minutes apart, so that means that Nasser is actually only about a minute behind Loeb at this point, if he's 2 minutes back here. So after that, we have the X-Ray, the first mini here, the 240 is showing as 4th, and then 5th, and on is here. So really only really close racing. 3 minutes separates the top 5 at this point at KP 151. That is all in the ultimate class. Now, if we want to look at the Challenger class, that is the T3 category, we have to go back a little bit here because they're not as far along yet. We can go to KP 116 and we can see that there's 5 through there. So we have Navarro in the 304 is showing as first, but look at how close this is. Only 8 seconds back to 2nd to the 301. So 8 seconds between 1st and 2nd at KP 116. That is very close. And then only 26 seconds back to 3rd. So right now the podium positions in the Challenger class are separated by 26 seconds, a little bit less than halfway into the stage. So very, very close racing in the Challenger class as well. The 304, the 301, and the 308 are your top vehicles there. Those are all the Taurus cars in the Challenger class. Let's look at the SSV class. We have 2 that are through there. So we have the 415, that's your overall leader as well. So the 415 is through, and then the 401 is 24 seconds behind at KP 116. If we back it up one and we go to KP 81, there's only 3 that are through there. So really there's only a battle for first and second that is close right now on this stage in the SSV class. You can see it's 9 minutes back to third. So a little bit farther back to third, but only 26 seconds separates first and second in the SSV class right now. So that's where we are right now. If we pull the cars back up, so most of the top bikes have already finished. They're done. They're going to be headed to the marathon bivouac. They're going to set up their tents, get their tents set up while it's nice outside. Get their sleeping bag. Hopefully they brought a pillow. We heard a couple people earlier packed a pillow because they want to be able to sleep on their own pillow. But if we look at the map here and we scroll out, you can see where we are. So Nasser's trying to run down Sebastian now. So Sebastian Loeb is out front. Like we said, he started first and he still is out front physically, but we know he's third on corrected time. You can see how close Nasser is to him. So look at that gap there. Nasser started 3 minutes behind him, and Sebastian is 2 minutes back on time. So that means that Nasser's only 1 minute physical behind him now. So Nasser's made up more than 2 minutes on him, actually, because Nasser started, let me see if we look at our list. Nasser started third. So Nasser is on, he is on a good one today. He's on a heater. He's driving fast. We talked to Nasser at the beginning and we asked him if he was going to go hard today, and he kind of smiled and said he was. So Nasser's definitely he's on it today. He's picking up the pace. Behind him we have Seth Quintero. There's actually another car there. So Seth Quintero has also caught up to Yazid. So Yazid started fourth and Seth started fifth. So Seth started 5 minutes behind Yazid, and we can see that he's actually caught him and he's running right with him right now. So Seth is on a good one today too. He's made up quite a bit of time himself and caught the car in front of him. Going back here, we have Eric here. He's next, and then you can see there's a few cars that are running really close together today. We have Joe there, and then we have the 222. Those two are running together, and then we had Mitch back here somewhere. He was going pretty good too. There he is. So you can see Mitch is actually almost caught up to 2 cars in front of him. So whoops, that one jumped back over. Hold on, let's go back to Mitch. So here's Mitch. So Mitch is caught up to the 211 right in front of him there. Let me see where the 211 started. So the 211 started right in front of Mitch. So Mitch has made up 3 minutes, and he's basically running with the 211 now. There is a little bit of a gap to the 205 still. The 205 started, let's see, 2 spots in front of him, so that makes sense. So he hasn't quite caught up to the 205 yet, but he did catch up to the car right in front of him there. You can see this is where the fuel stop was, but the cars did not stop on fuel. They have big enough fuel tank that they're able to make it all the way through. So there you go. That's that kind of covers what's going on right now. You can see you can always come down here and look up the news on the website here. They always have little tidbits here, so pretty cool. Yeah, looking good right now. Right now, I think the story of the day is Nasser. He's on a good one right now. He's running down Sebastian Loeb physical, and he's looking pretty good. Like we said in the rankings here, Nasser has a 1:42 corrected time lead over Seth Quintero on the stage right now. So Nasser's looking pretty good. He's just got to get it to the finish. He's he's past 151, and the total is 237. So he's less than 100 kilometers out from the finish at this point. So that's what's going on there. We will we'll come back at 2 o'clock and do another update for you. We should have some car finishers by then, and we can give you guys a little bit more updates on the overall once we have some finishers here. But come back at 2 o'clock. And once again, thanks for tuning in to the coverage of the 2025 Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge. We'll be back at 2 with your next